Good. So give me some wins. Now we talked yesterday about conversations. Like you should be able to have 10 conversations about real estate every day, right? So we met last night. So you had 24 hours, and let's take away 12 hours for sleep and all the other things, right? And breakfast and all of that. You know, did you have conversations? And did you have some wins?
Had conversations, but I mean, not necessarily wins. Some working deals that I already have.
Okay. So let's talk about what real estate conversations sound like. I'm so glad you shared that. I'm not sure who shared that, so thank you for that. I want to be clear when we're talking about having 10 conversations about real estate, it is with people that are not leads yet. It is not follow up, right? So when we're talking about we need to add people in social media, we're talking about social media right now. So we're talking about the daily social media plan, right? The 10 likes, the 10 conversations, and all of those things, right? That's to get new business, right? When we're talking, like I talked to a client that's already saying that, hey, I want to buy an investment property. So I was talking to him quite a bit today because there's two duplexes in my area that came up from the market. So I was talking to him about the numbers on it. That's not a real estate conversation that counts towards the 10. Can somebody tell me why it does not count towards the 10?
Because you're not bringing anybody new into your sphere, you're just working what you already have.
Yes, because we already have a BBA. I'm just working the business that's there. It's still a win. If I got him on a contract, I got an agreement. It's still a win. Like we need to get those. But when we're talking about lead generation and working our database, we're looking for new leads. So if they already raised their hand and said, "Hey, I want to buy a house," and now I'm calling them because we're talking about buying a house, that's already a lead that you're now looking to convert. So it should work those all the time. So when you have lead generation time, that's one block. But then after that, you should have time for follow up. So when you have somebody to raise their hand and said, I want to buy a house, that falls into your follow up. So we do lead gen and then we block for follow up as well. Okay. Does that make sense? So when we're saying 10 conversations, it needs to be with new people that are not leads, that are not current clients, right? Denise, you have your hand up. And just go ahead and hit that and go, hey, Natalie, I got a question. Don't have to put the hand up. We don't need to be, we can go. Go, go.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes, I
I
love
I,
questions.
I have a hairstylist who said to me recently that she was looking for investment property.
Okay.
Would that count as a lead?
Okay, so remember I talked yesterday about everybody's one of the five things, right? And I don't know if you noticed that one of the five things I talked about, that means potential money in your pocket. They're either a buyer, a seller, or an investor. If they're talking about wanting to buy investment property, they're technically an investor, right? But they're a buyer. So yeah, that's a lead if they want to. So now it's your job to vet it, put it in command as an opportunity, and then vet it and put them together with somebody that can help them get a loan if they need a loan or not to see can you get them to appointment and can you get them to a BBA and can you then get them under contract and can you get them closed?
So what is one of the ways that I would nurse her because she was a new hairdresser and I
So
don't
this is
know.
so here's what I will tell you. We're not going to necessarily, that's different. That's so specific to one situation. Denise, what I would recommend is do you have somebody in your office that deals with investors?
I probably do.
I would ask somebody that knows how to deal with investors because every market is different. And you also need to have a lender that she talks to. Oh, I'm so glad that you want to invest in real estate. That's awesome. There's quite a bit of opportunities in the area. The first we need to figure out is, are you a cash buyer? And if they say no, let me connect you with a hard money lender or another lender that can talk to you about loans and look at can you qualify for that? And then you step out because you don't want to waste your time on somebody that can't qualify.
Yeah, because she was saying that her interest was she wanted to how did she say it?
Well, we're not gonna. I don't want to. We don't have a lot of time, so I'm not. So I'm not.
Okay,
Don't worry about that. What I'm saying is, she's a lead. Then
she
you
is a
work the
lead.
lead, and you don't spend too much time on the lead. But if you had a conversation with her, and she said, "Hey, you know what? I want to invest." That was a real estate conversation that turned into a lead. That's your one real estate conversation that you had.
So I would talk to somebody in my office about how I go
Yeah,
about
do it.
nurturing
Like, I
her.
want to keep going with the curriculum, Denise. After we get off, stay on. I'll talk to you a little bit about how you should work this, right? And if anybody else wants to learn of how to work an investor, I can kind of run through the next steps of that. But we're going to do that after 8 o'clock because I want to honor the time that we have here. Make sense?
Okay, sound good.
Awesome, excellent. So if you heard me, I'm going to talk a little bit about if you get a lead that said somebody says, I want to invest, and everybody wants to invest. Let's be clear. That's why I said, don't spend too much time because most people cannot invest, right? I will say also this, if you have somebody that says, hey, I want to invest in real estate, the first question I always ask is, do you currently own a home? If they say no, we're not talking about investments. Your first investment is you buying a home for yourself. Let's talk about that, right? So that's always the first question I ask. So, all right, give me some wins. What do you have? Did anybody do any social media today after yesterday's class? What?
Yes,
Oh, okay, okay.
so
There you go. All right,
yeah.
Ursula. Corey's
I
right.
realized that with Facebook, it doesn't have like a separate business page that I have to set up a separate page with my own personal account and make this the other page a business account, I guess. But
There is
with
a
my
way to
own
do it.
personal is because
It's
I
still
have go
it,
ahead.
it's still going to kind of be it's still under your account, so it's going to be you setting it up, but it's going to be called your business page. I do
Right.
believe tomorrow when you guys are doing the tech part, I think that that should be something you ask him or
Okay.
shoot him an email if you already have it. I think Matt is teaching it with you guys tomorrow, so
Mm.
make sure that you guys know, like, think about all the questions. Make sure you go on mute, please, so I don't echo. um um Somebody's still not on mute. Go on mute until you say something. Do you guys hear the echo too? Or is it just me? All right.
She got two lines open. She has to close one of those lines. She got two lines open.
Who is she? Give me a name.
I don't know. But whoever it is, they got two lines open.
It popped up Evelyn.
Evelyn.
Okay, sorry guys. Hold on. I need to fix this. And I don't have an all mute.
I
It
think she
sounds
just
like it's
said
gone
business.
now.
Okay, good, good, good. Okay, we're back in business. All right.
Oh,
So
I did set up the other business account. I'm not done with it, but I did go on and attempt that. So
excellent, excellent. I love that. I love that. I just need to stop share right quick because now it took me off for where I can see everything. So here we go. And we should be back in business. Can you see? Perfect. Okay. So I'm glad to hear that. I want you to think about some of the things that we talked about last night and the things that we're going to talk about today. I want you to write down any tech type questions you might have, like how do I need to set up my stuff? Does it make sense? So that tomorrow, as soon as Matt starts teaching you the technical parts of these things, you can shoot him a text message, or shoot him a DM of the questions that you have. Because my job is to just keep teach you the curriculum and then they do the tech part. Normally, when we do this as a face-to-face and not via Zoom, we kind of do it all together. So I tend to like pull up my social media, show you da da da. But because he does the tech part, we're not doing that. So make sure you write down any questions you might have to make sure that you're able to see it. I am really struggling with tech today. Okay, you go there and move this down. All right. So we finished yesterday and we talked about right? The way that you can communicate on social media to get your branding out there. So let's just go through that again because some people may not have been here. So L stands for
go low down.
the local lowdown. And where does that go? Your personal or your business?
Business.
Business always, but also
Oh,
local lowdowns are definitely something I would add on your personal.
oh,
Because
personal.
the local lowdown is not necessarily always going to be about market. It's going to be about a good restaurant. It's going to be about, whatever is happening in your city, right? The historical parts that she was telling us about. So I would say the local lowdown is definitely something you want to go and put on your personal page, like stats, da da da, right? Now, I stands for
Information.
Information.
Information, right? So stats, da da da. So local lowdown is about what's happening in the area, and then information could be the stats. It could be about what's the interest rates are, the economy, and all of that. I would say that if you want to hold back some real estate, that might be the part you want to hold back a little bit. You want to let everybody know that you're a local expert and you're going to bring in things that are fun to see, right? But then on the informational part, you might want to decide which one you're going to actually put in on your personal page. Okay? K stands for
Know me.
know me. Well, where does that go?
On both pages?
I would say on both. Uh, I would just say that if you have a team, then the know me needs to be all the team players, not just you. If it's just you, yeah, you want people to know you because people can do business with people they like, know, and trust. And if they get to know you on your business page, that looks good. If somebody gets referred to you and they're like, let me check their page out and they show up your business page, they'll still see about you, right? And then the last one is the E. What does that stand for?
Engage in conversation.
Engaging conversation, right? And so I think that if you and that could definitely go on both as well, right? Uh, so does everybody feel comfortable on where things go? Perfect.
So,
Awesome. Okay. So we're going to continue because we got 2 more hours. And the good news is the curriculum is going to be finished today, but you just got the tech part that's left. So when you engage in conversation, when we did the like yesterday, I kind of hold on, let me go back. Why am I not
so
able to go?
busy.
I am really struggling today. This is not. All right, there we go.
Go back. She telling stories, Juliet.
There we go. So one of the things I didn't go is I wanted to finish on engage, which is the last part, because when you get, I'm trying to put it in, when you have engagement with people, that tends to be where your algorithms on social media pushes up. So if you can get people to engage in your whatever you do, the reel, if you do a post, if you do a story, you get them to engage with you. That's kind of like having a two-faced conversation, right? So now they're having conversations back and forth with you. And it's so much easier because you can turn them into real estate with that conversation. Because if you do a poll, for example, an engaging conversation, or which do you prefer, a modern farmhouse or mid-century modern? That may be a picture of two. And somebody goes, oh, I like the modern farmhouse. You can then slide into their DM and be like, okay, so I know you said you like a modern farmhouse. I know of one in the area that's for sale right now. Have you thought about buying? And they might be like, oh no, I don't. I already own a house. Oh, okay, good. I was just making sure, right? You can actually switch it because you're talking about real estate, or say, I'd really like a modern farmhouse. Oh, that's amazing. Do you own a house currently? Is it a modern farmhouse? Right? Oh, you don't own. Okay, have you thought about it? So when you do something that's engaging conversation and it's about real estate, it's super easy to flip it over to having a real estate related conversation to see if you can get the lead. Okay? Competitions. Guess what year this home was built? And closest one wins maybe 2 movie tickets, right? So it's kind of like if you ever go and do a preview on a home, if you ever do an open house, like it's always cool to find something that you can ask people to compete in and then just give away something, a Starbucks card or whatever you want to give away, right? Hey, can comment on it. The closest one gets it. I did one time that said, what age were you when you first bought a house? And oh my God, I think that was the biggest engagement I had, real estate related, by asking that question. And I put a house, like a picture of a house, and I said, what year did you buy your first house and start building wealth? And then when they put like, oh, 1994, I would go right under it and I go, do you still own it? If so, oh my gosh, it must be a moneymaker, right? So that was one that I got so much engagement in. Now what I thought about on that is say, hey, how could I turn that into a potential competition? Like, okay, who has owned their house the longest? Write down below how long you've owned a house. The one that's owned the house the longest, I'm going to send you something. What you just got is you got everybody on your Facebook that owns a house. You just know who they are now. You can DM them on the side and say, hey, I'm a Keller Williams. We have an amazing thing called Neighborhood Snapshot. I can send you an email once a month so you can see what's happening in your neighborhood. And it's going to be once a month. So if you give me your address and your email, I can go ahead and have that sent to you and you can see what's going on in the market in your area. I know you're not trying to sell. You've been there for 50 years, but it's always good to know because that deals with your equity in your house. Like you literally can turn that into that. You see? So sometimes you can do polls and competitions, this or that's predictions, questions, giveaways, storytelling, interactive challenges, and you can have it about real estate without it being about real estate. Okay? So this or that. Do you like an open floor plan or traditional rooms? I love this or that with fireplaces. I've seen some really cool fireplaces, and if you go on there and just ask ChatGPT to like give me pictures of like four different types of fireplaces, and you say, hey, and you might do it in the winter and say, okay, this or that. It's wintertime. Which fireplace would you want in your house? Right? Prediction. Do you think home prices will rise or fall next year? I personally don't like that one. And the reason I don't like that one is we don't want them to be guessing. I like this if you then come back and give them some stats based on what you know or what they have said. And they being all the different like NAR, like Zillow, all the different places that have forecasters, are they thinking home prices will go up or down next year? And you might then follow up and say, do you think home prices will rise or fall next year? If somebody says, oh, they're going to fall, we're about to have a housing crash. You know how people are talking. You might then go back and put, hey, interesting enough, I don't think we will. And based on the forecast, da 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 da, right? Or then you could do a second follow up and be like, oh, some of you thought that the home prices were going to fall next year. Well, let me tell you, they're not. Based on all the forecasts that we see, we're not probably going to have a crash this year. I mean, next year or anytime soon, because the reason we had the crash before was A, B, C, D, and E. And we don't have those things anymore. We don't have predatory lending anymore, right? They're not giving away loans. You have to earn the right to have a loan now, right? So when you're really giving more information, it works. You can do any kind of questions. What's your favorite candy? So I'm from Sweden, and I swear we have the best candy ever. We have something called loose candy. Like you go in the store and you just pick up the candy and put it in. It's so good. Like it doesn't taste fake. It tastes like real candy. I did a whole video on candy and it got a ton of views. What I did not ask and what I should have asked looking back at this is say, hey, wasn't a candy store in Sweden? Look at this. We actually have a thing called, Saturday night candy for the kids. They only eat candy on Saturdays. They get to go to a store like this, pick out their candy for the day, blah, blah. What's your favorite candy? Comment below. Or do you like Swedish fish since I was in Sweden, right? So questions are always cool because people tend to engage in that. The other way you can also add a secondary part to these engagement type questions is you can go ahead and ask them to tag their friend that also likes it. Or if you ask them which one you prefer, modern, mid-century, modern, and then you can say tag your friend and tell them what you like. Because when they tag their friend now sees it. If their friend now comments on it, there's more engagement. Okay? Giveaways are great. Like I said here, tag a friend you'd share a latte with for a chance to win a coffee card. If you're traveling, maybe taking a picture of the cool the pool, maybe at the resort, and saying, "Hey, I'm finally on vacation. But I'm still working with my clients." Tag a friend that you would love to be at this pool with, right? Storytelling. A client almost skipped this home until they saw the backyard. Would you have given it a chance? Or what would you want in your backyard? Right? But telling a story of, hey, the client did not want this house, but then I still showed it. They saw the backyard. They loved it. They ended up putting an offer in. And then interactive challenges. You post a view from a front porch in the comments and like, hey, do you have a front porch? Do you have your front? I love this one. A friend of mine does this. She's a real estate agent in Boston. She does a whole competition on Facebook during Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all of that. And she basically says, hey, it's that time of year. I'm picking the best house. Take a picture of your front porch decorations or take a picture of your house decorations for Christmas and post it below. And I'm going to pick the top 5 and then I'm going to put it out there and have everybody on my Facebook vote on it. and the winner I'll pop by and I'm gonna drop off a gift. I thought that was kind of cool, right? So that's an interactive challenge and letting people, because everybody loves, if they like to decorate, they want people to see the decorations, right? So now they get to post it and they want to be the one win. So people are like all excited about it. So do you see how you can cause some good engagement in conversations by just making it more interactive? Yep. Was there anything that stood out on this that you're like, you know what? I can see that. I can do that. That's not hard. Anything stand out?
Mm-mm.
The
Polls.
polls are easy, but okay. So I knew that was gonna come out. Here's what I will say. I've been looking at my other friends that do a lot of real estate related posts, and I feel like polls don't get a lot of engagement. Because
No.
it just seems, unless you do a really good one, like you really have to have like a crazy beautiful house. But if it's kind of like wah wah wah, maybe not, right? But I like polls because it gives you an opportunity to kind of see what people like and switch over to real estate conversations. But I don't know. I feel like the ones that I've noticed that has given me the most engagement has been questions, giveaways, definitely, or competitions. Um, Interactive challenges. If instead of polls, this or that has also been more fruitful for me for sure. Caption this. You put, okay, how many of you walked into a house and previewed a house and you saw something really freaking funky? You're like, you know those bathrooms that got full carpet all the way through the bathroom, and you're like, we're in 2026 and we still got carpets in the bathroom? Or the way that where the bathroom sits, there's like no clearance on the head, and you're like, how do you sit and even use the bathroom? Like sometimes taking now if it's your listing, you don't know what to take a picture of that and be like caption this and this bad stuff being said. But sometimes like I went to a house one time and there was so many porcelain dolls in one of the bedrooms. Like the freaky ones that you see in the movies, like they were everywhere and they're like eyes are out. I literally took a picture of that and everything in my body went, I want to post it and be like, caption this. I'm previewing a home, caption this. But I was worried that if I did that and somebody knows, because it's a house that's for sale, that they might put things like, Chucky's coming and whatever, all that stuff. But I thought that was kind of funny. So if you're walking around and you see something, even if it's not about real estate, be like, hey, caption this. That's always kind of cool. Fill in the blank. The one thing I wish my home had is, and if they say, "Oh, I wish it has a deck," I would right away go DM them. And what would you say if somebody says, "I wish I had a big deck to be able to sit and enjoy my coffee in the morning"? What should you DM them?
I found a listing with a big deck near your house.
You could, or more importantly, if you want to come from a place of contribution, you know, if they have a house already, what can they do? They can build a deck, right? So
Build a
who do
deck.
you have?
Give them a
You have
referral
vendors.
for somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, you have vendors. And who better to be like, hey, I know you said that. Is that something you're considering adding to your house? And if so, I have some great people that I can connect you with that are my preferred vendors that I trust that does a really great job. Do you want me to connect you with that? Remember, we want to come from a place of contribution all the time. And this is the thing. They might say, Carrie, you're right. They might say, you know what? We had that quote already. And I mean, yeah, I want a deck, but we also need a bigger house. So I just don't know if it's worth increasing and adding a deck. Then the question becomes, well, have you thought about selling the house and maybe getting to something that is bigger, that your family can grow in? So I don't ever want to be like, oh, do you want to buy a house because you don't have this? If they can add it, then it's like, hey, can I get that? And be like, well, we don't want to spend that much money because we feel like we're going to be the biggest house or the biggest and best house in the neighborhood, and that's never smart. Okay, well, have you thought about selling and buying into something else, right? Um, Advice seeking. What advice would you give first-time home buyers? Hey, anybody that owns a house and you bought a house recently, what advice would you give that first-time home buyers? So you're asking them, right, of telling them. And then you can, if there's any myths, you can be like, oh, you're right on. Yes. Do not go buy anything on credit while you're about to buy a house. You can end up living in that car if you bought a car, right? Um, right. So those are good too. And myth busting. You don't need 20% down to buy a home. Did you think you did? Right? And so that, any kind of myth that you have, because we know and we have always had people and clients that literally will come and be like, well, my daddy said I should save 20%, or here's my favorite. Dave Ramsey said that I should just pay everything for cash and I should not buy a house until I have 20% down. If that's the case, majority of people would not be homeowners today. We know that that's not true, right? Behind the scenes, would this detail from today's home tour be a deal breaker for you? So, like when you're doing tours, when you're prepping for listings, showing that and asking questions. Hot take, gas or electric stove? Which team are you on? Gas or electric, right?
Yes.
Gas. I don't,
Gas, 100%.
electric, I burn everything. But the interesting part, if you put that over there, you're going to have people that will argue down that electric is better than gas. You'll have
No
people
way.
argue down gas is better than electric.
Oh yeah.
Right? So and all it is you want the conversations. Remember, I talked about a lot of times you don't want to talk about certain politics, da da da, and like things that could cause a lot of back and forth. Here are things that can cause back and forth that's not in a place where you might get in trouble or you might lose potential clients, future clients. Because if you're going to argue over gas or electric stove, that's an okay argument. Be like, well, why? Well, I just can't cook my blah, blah, blah on a gas stove or electric stove that I haven't. So that one works. So the hot take is kind of cool, but you want to make sure that you're keeping it in things that are more light. You don't want to go to politics, religion, current events that's happening. Like even I was talking to somebody yesterday, and with all the fires that we have, the earthquakes that we're having, like we had the most heated debate about global warming. And in my head, I meant to do a post about global warming. I thought, oh, it won't be bad. It's not political. And that debate turned political so fast. And I was like, why did we go political in this? And the person is like,
Because it is
um,
political.
right, it's everything can go political, right? So you have to be real careful about. I'm like, we're talking about global warming. I grew up in Sweden. There was snow every winter, and now we don't have snow. Like global warming, that's nothing to do with politics. It's obvious we have that, right? But if you put that on a
Yeah.
social media and people start talking about politics, here's what I would say. I wouldn't take that down. I would just remove the comments. And if somebody try to get on and hijack mine and they troll through my stuff and start turning it into something I want, delete the comment, block the person. I don't want to work with you anyway, right? So just be ready to kind of watch when you have things that you do that gets a lot of engagement. Make sure you're looking at the comments to make sure that you don't have anybody trolling in there making bad or because sometimes I make a post and I'm doing a video and somebody goes, "Oh, you look sexy today." I don't want that on my social media. And that is so inappropriate. Instead of going back and forth with it, I just remove it and block them, right? So make sure that when you do get something that has a lot of engagement, you're watching it. Okay. So here's the story. Laura shifted her lead generation to focus hosting weekly giveaways on social media and discovered that offering experiences rather than just items generated most powerful results. People go buy items for themselves. And when you offer experiences that are unique, people tend to want to go into giveaways a lot more. I will tell you this about giveaways. Be very careful and understand and know what your real estate laws are in your account, in your city, in your state, because I know that some states won't allow it. Hey, call me with a referral. I'll put you into this to try to, and you can win something. Many states don't allow that, so make sure that you have clarity on what kind of giveaways you can do on social media and what you can ask them to do, right? Um, so I don't want to talk about different ways that you can do it. So if you like kind of the idea of giveaways, episode 51 on MREA podcast has that. And you also get a one pager that lays out the whole system. So remember I told you about get on some podcasts about the things you want to focus on. If you know that you want to do social media giveaways, then maybe this is what you want to go and listen to. Right? I'm gonna let you read that. So here's my AI. So here's some ideas for local lowdowns. I did tell you yesterday that AI is an amazing friend, and I got my boyfriend, my fiance, and my future husband. They're all three different platforms, but they're my AI. You can ask them to give you like interesting facts, hidden gems, current events in your city. I did tell you yesterday, though, double check it because I got all the information about Beltline, all the communities, and one of them was not in the Beltline. But it gave it to me like it was. If I started talking about as being a local lowdown, talking about that city and being part of the Beltline, people would have been on that social media right away and said, that's not in the Beltline. And now I would have looked like I don't know my city, right? So list upcoming events in your city area that could post about connect with my community, right? If there's upcoming events, always double check and triple check that they're still happening. Those are the correct dates because not everybody updates things correctly on their Facebook, I mean, on their website. So it might be bad information as well. And then post ideas for information with AI. So we talked about the local lowdown, not information. What are 10 educational social media posts about buying, selling, or investing in real estate in your market? What I would tell you is I would get more specific. I would actually break it down and do buying first. I wouldn't do buying, selling, investing. I would say, what are 10 educational social media posts about buying in Atlanta, Georgia for a first-time home buyer or for a buyer that's moving up, right? Move up buyer. Like I would want to make sure we talked about like put your prompts and make them be specific. No, or I would even put, educational social media post for my target market, which is people, adults 55 and over that's looking to downsize and then turn around and buy. So I would want to be more specific than just saying buying, selling, and investing in real estate. The more specific you are, the better suggestions you're going to have and post ideas you'll get. Here's another one. Suggest quick real estate tips that first-time home buyers in your city area would find useful. Okay. If you know that you're in a city, like I'm in Atlanta right now, and to be honest, if somebody wants to buy a house and their first-time home buyer and their budget is, let's say 300,000, they're not going to be in the city of Atlanta. They're probably going to be in the outskirts. So if you say Atlanta, for me, I would have to say greater Atlanta area where the average price point for home is blah, blah, blah. Because I want it to be more specific than just first time. Yeah, there's first time home buyer tips, but they're going to be different in different counties because some of them have down payment assistance programs and some don't, right? Um, Post ideas for know me on AI. Give me 10 post ideas to help my audience get to know me as a real estate agent and a person. Okay. I would actually probably outside. Oh, here it is. So as I say, suggest fun, relatable posts that share my daily life as an agent while staying authentic. Listen, people think that real estate is easy. Would you agree? Akari goes, no, it's not easy, but people think it is. But if they see the stuff we have to do, like how many of you had to lift furniture and move furniture around, declutter a house because you showed up right before pictures and they were supposed to have it done and everything is still out? I've had to clean houses. I have had to climb into homes that have been boarded up with heels, right? I've walked in on squatters in a house. I've walked in on a person the seller walking out of the shower with their towel on while showing the house. I mean, they're a crazy situation, right? The crazy situations are normally the stuff people want to hear about. They don't want to hear about you sold the house. They don't want to hear about you went to a listing appointment. They don't want to hear about that. They want to hear about the crazy fun, like, what would you do if you walked in on a seller walking out of the shower? By the way, he had on a towel. He wasn't naked, right? But if you stay authentic and you kind of talk about share my life as an agent, I thought I was just going to show houses and help people get into homes. Instead, I'm over here cleaning and mopping floors. Or there's I've seen some posts too, like they walk in and there's an animal in a house that wasn't supposed to be there, right? One time I was showing a house and all I heard was bam, bam, bam against the walls coming down the stairs. As I looked up, it was a three-legged dog. And the way he walked down the stairs, his butt just hit the side. It was a pit bull. Thankfully, my clients had a bunch of dogs. I'm not scared of dogs, but that would have been a great post of like, I thought something was going to attack me today. It was a three-legged dog, pit bull walking down the stairs. Thankfully, it was a friendly one. We all made it out safe, but would you have been scared? right? That could have been an exact a post about it. Or go, have you ever walked into a house and something wasn't supposed to be there? What was it? For me, it was a three-legged dog that wasn't supposed to be there, right? And I know it sounds funny because the word three-legged dog to me just always makes me giggle. He was such a cutie pie, though. We had such a good time. He showed us the whole house. So post ideas for engaging in conversations with AI. What are 10 conversations starting social media post ideas for real estate audience, right? Suggest open-ended question posts I can use to boost engagement with my followers. I would actually go that and go a little deeper. Ask for specifically, do you want, if you said, like somebody said they like polls, then say 10 conversations starting social media post ideas like polls that I can do for my real estate audience or for my audience. Uh, Here's some other ones. Seasonal posts with AI. Now, I will tell you, this is what I've started doing. I will do the Happy Memorial Day, Veterans Day, thanking my veterans, all of that. But when it's time for me to look at my grid on Instagram, so like if people go and see my Instagram, once that day has passed, 2, 3 days later, Mother's Day, Father's Day, I remove it. I take it away from my Instagram grid. Because I feel like that doesn't need to be there. It's not something that people are going to want to click on. If it says, Happy Mother's Day, nobody's going to click on that to see it. They're going to click on maybe me talking about the, how to spring clean or organize your house. They might click on me talking about I had a mommy daughter date, right? Or I'm showing my 50th birthday event. They're going to click on that because that's something about know me, but like regular holiday seasonal posts, probably not. So I always recommend that if you after it's passed, remove it. If you like to do like just coming soon, just listed, open house, under contract, and closed, same thing. You don't want somebody to go over there in a 3 week period. You have the same house 5 times, just change the content. I would then say, well, decide which one you're going to keep. Normally the sold one and remove the other ones and archive them so that it looks clean, right? Community spotlights, generate captions highlighting local business, park, school, neighborhood that show my connections to the community. Behind the scenes posts, create 3 relatable captions for a photo of me working behind the scenes as a real estate agent. Keep them friendly and authentic. Um, what I like to do on those guys is I actually take a photo and I load a photo in and I say, hey, this is a photo of me doing this. Um, and it's behind the scenes of me getting a house ready for sale. Can you help me create a caption for this? Make it fun, authentic, friendly, and engaging. So I recommend that if you're going to ask it to use captions for a photo, you always load it up first. Okay? All right. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of an activity. You ready? You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, all right. Somebody said they're ready. So we're going to post on social media. And you can pick what you want to post, but we need to use the like model. Okay. Um, and I want you to be bold. I want you to go ahead and do a post. You can quickly do it. We're going to take about 5 minutes. And here's what I like to do sometimes. As a matter of fact, why don't you do one about know me? Know me is always the easiest one. So you think about something about you that people might not know. Or think about something about you that you want people to know. So all the different know me. So you're going to choose one post and you're going to add a call of action. I want you to use AI. So whatever post you decide to do, you can put it on there. Now, here's one that you can also do. If you're talking about the fact that you're taking a class right now to, really polish your real estate skills, you can say, hey, I don't know if you know, I am in real estate. And I am, because I'm serious about what I do, I'm taking a class currently. It's called Breakthrough 120. And we're doing a competition to see how many referrals we can get and how many people we can help to buy a house this year. Help me. right? I actually had people do that in my class, and three people got people that DM them on their Instagram or Facebook and said, "Hey, interesting you said that. I don't, but my sister down in Florida is looking to sell her house. Do you have somebody?" And she ended up getting a referral out to Florida on that. I had somebody else that said, "Interesting you said that. We were just talking about maybe my daughter buying a house. She's getting ready to get married." So, be bold. So you just need to be a post. Any you could do a post, you could do a reel, you could do a story. Doesn't matter. Just one of them. And do the like. And by the way, the story I did yesterday with the when the what do you call it? Thunder and lightning struck outside. I looked and I had about 180 people that viewed it. And there was quite a bit of hearts and likes and hearts and likes. Quickly like that, 180 people saw it. All I can think of is 180 people saw that and know that I'm in real estate. Off of this, that one quick post. All right, so I'll give you a couple of minutes. I'll be right back. Once you've done it, I want you to put a thumbs up. Also, what you can do, guys, is if you want to, Instagram is amazing. Go ahead and drop your Instagram, and why don't you guys start following each other? Because then you can support each other as well. If you're done, give me a thumbs up. You got to post something. There you go, Valerie. Awesome. Michelle, I love it. I love it. All right. So it is now 6:46. You've made a post. At the end of today's class, I want you to go and see how that post is tracking, how it's doing. If anything, at the end of this class, make sure that you go and pull and add people on Instagram. And if anything, go ahead and follow each other and then and go comment on each other. That's what we do all the time, right? We have a lot of real estate agents, and we'll be like, "Hey, if you see me post something, comment on it." I comment on quite a bit. If I see an agent post like from another state, I always comment on it because it's kind of like a friendly, "Hey, good job," right? And so it's okay to be friends on Instagram with other real estate agents, right? I'll just tell you, Facebook is one that you might not want to, and the reason for it is you only have 5,000 followers, and you don't want to be friends with people that are in the same market that you, right? All right. So let's keep going. Now, run paid social media ads. That's another way we can do it. We're not gonna do it today. I don't know if Matt's gonna cover it tomorrow. But you can post on social media and help your followers see the post by engaging your sphere of influence directly with social media ads. When we do ads, we do that. So you can actually go on Facebook and Instagram and pull your followers and then load them up and say, because remember I talked about fair housing yesterday? You can't really say, oh, I want to only target, 45 to 65 or 75, because they have the biggest wealth right now and they go buy houses for cash, right? We can't put that in there because of fair housing. We can't say we want to have a certain ethnic race. We can't say, so we can't do a lot of that. But what you can do is if you have a good social media following, like I have 5,000 Facebook friends, right? A lot of them are real estate agents. I'm trying to get them out. But I could pull that list in, and when I do an ad, I can load that list up to it. And so my paid ad only goes to them. So the only people that see it, I'm paying for them to see the ad so that I can stay on top of mine. So I like that way of doing paid ads versus just going to random people that don't know me. Because these people know me, trust me, or whatever. At least they know me on social media, so that's normally enough. You can target your post with command. Also, command does have a way for you to target your database in command. So I'm hoping it's going to show you guys how to do it. I would say this, you don't ever do social media ads unless you have the money. You lead with revenue. Okay, guys, you lead with revenue. So if you don't have revenue, you don't want to start paying social media ads and all the stuff because you need to go out there and do what's the cheapest thing, which is sphere influence and start picking up the phone and calling. I also say that when you do paid ads on social media, you want to see how it tracks. So it's important to go behind the scenes and kind of see is it actually pulling potential leads for you? Are people seeing it? Because if you're just spending money and nothing is happening, there's no point of it. So you can run the ads, target my database, like I said, targeting your database stays on top of mind and promotes your business, and target an audience of contacts based on contacts that are tagged that you've added to the contact record and neighborhoods associated with the contacts is also another way to do it that makes it be a lot more fruitful, and you get a lot more leads that way. Uh, when you interact with friends and followers, there are three ways we talked about it. You can comment. Um, Somebody tell me why you think commenting on people's posts is good.
Starts a conversation.
Starts a conversation, okay, but then it's a friend. What do you think? Like, you know how we want to see that people actually are engaging with our stuff? It feels like, oh, I posted something good. So it makes them feel good too, right?
I
Starts a
think
conversation, makes them feel good.
their friends then look at your comment
Right. Because
and they go to your profile and look you
to
up.
figure out who is this person, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm big on making sure that your profile picture is a good profile picture or it's something that you want to portray, you know? Um, So when you comment on a friend story, make sure that you're genuine and you show interest. Like, if they make a post about something, oh my gosh, that's such an amazing recipe. It looks like you really are throwing down in the kitchen. Please share the recipe with me, right? Because sometimes people take a picture of their food. Like I just posted a story right before I got on with you guys. I took a picture because I cooked some dinner and I was like, dinner's done. And I'm probably sure that there's going to be about 15 different people that's going to comment on like, oh, that looks so healthy. What is that thing on the side? And basically it was shaved carrots, but it was multicolored carrots, right? But it looks great. Um, Also, when you comment on them, guess what? They tend to want to comment on yours. So when you're posting, they're like, well, she comments. And when you comment on them and they comment back on you, now you're going to show up on their algorithm more. Because I don't know if you noticed that when you start commenting on certain people, all their stuff constantly shows up. So this is a way to make sure that you're showing up on theirs, they're showing up on yours. And commenting does not mean you're arguing or correcting, rather you're just deepening the relationship. So if they're posting something that's negative, don't comment on it. right? Don't start going back and forth about it. It's really about deepening the relationship and like making them feel good. DM is a direct message directly to them. Nobody else will see it. It's great because that's when you could start talking about real estate. I don't believe in comment. If somebody says, "Oh my gosh, my daughter is graduating, she's gotta move out, we'll be empty nesters," please, please, please do not go and comment below that and say, "Oh my gosh, you're about to be an empty nester. Do you want to sell your house?" Don't do that. Why? Think about it. Do you think you're the only real estate agent they know? In Atlanta, we have like 80,000 real estate agents. I feel like everybody knows at least eight real estate agents or 10. So if I say that, their other friends that are real estate agents will see that as well. So what I do is if I'm having real estate conversations, I go into DM. Let me also add that when we talked about engaging posts, if somebody puts, "Oh my God, I want this in my house. I'm about to buy a house." I actually go and I'll remove that comment right away and I go into their DM because I know there are other real estate agents on my page that can see it and they can slide into their DM. So if I see that there's a lead that's on commenting and they show up as a lead, I'll remove their comment and go sticky. I was like, "Hey, I just so you know, I removed your comment. I don't want people be in your business, but I want to make sure you know I'm here to help you with your home purchase. When would you be available to sit up and have a conversation with me?" Right? You choose a few people a week. How many people do we DM a day? 5, right? So you go and DM 5 people. They ask about something they recently posted or just checking in. This is an easy way to get your contacts in. It doesn't count if you just said, "Hey, how's life? How you been?" Is that a real estate conversation? No. You need to continue that and use the Ford model on it because you're in a DM, so that's Ford, not like. And then from there, ask them something about real estate. Now you know it's a real estate conversation. Reacting and sharing in combination with commenting, react with and share your followers' post. So if you have somebody that's posted something, you want to comment on it, react, and then share some posts because we're supposed to share 5 posts, comment on 10 a day, like 10 a day, which is your reactions, because that's going to put yourself on top of mind again when they get notifications. Because every time you do, if they're watching it, the notifications will show you. It's just you staying on top of mind. Now, I don't go if you have a new person that you like, don't go and like all their pictures because you will show up as a total stalker because every picture you like is going to pop up. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, who is this person?" Now, the interesting part is when people do that right away, I go in and I go and look at their profile to figure out who is this and why did they just like pictures from 8 years ago? Like, did they just go through all my pictures? That's kind of freaky. So you don't want to like overdo it because they will see every time you comment on that on their actual post. We're not going to do this one, but I want you to start interacting with your social media friends. So the 10-10-5-5-1 that we talked about, the one post, you need to start doing that and then record what you learn from them in your direct messages. If you start having conversation about Ford on your Instagram or Facebook and DMs, you need to make sure you take that information and put it in command. I'm hoping that in the future we can integrate command that when we're on our social media, we can just go, "Poop, put this into my command." I'm sure in the future we will, but right now that's not the case. So now you need to make sure that you have that up as well. Here's how I do it. If I'm having conversations with them, I actually screenshot the conversations instead of trying to go in a command while I'm doing it. I screenshot the conversation and because I have an admin, I'll send it to him if there's something important I need to put in there. Not the "Hey, how you doing?" But if they're like, "Oh my gosh, my son is graduating on this date, blah, blah, blah. I'm excited." I screenshot that to make sure he puts that and then puts a task on there for me to follow up close to when the son is graduating to see, are they looking to move? So I'm going to make sure that I put that in there. Here's how you add new friends. You can add people you already know. So have you checked to see that everybody that's in your phone, they're also on your social media and they're also in your CRM and your LinkedIn? Probably not. As a matter of fact, I started doing that when I'm talking to somebody on my phone. I go in and see if they're in my command. And I have friends that are like truly great friends that are not in my command. that means they're not getting my newsletters. They're not getting the invites. So you want to make sure that you look at when you're talking to people, are they in your command? So these could be people you already know, or you're talking to somebody on your Facebook because they know you, so they trust you, and they're going to want to do business with you. But you have to make sure you connect with them on all the platforms. So you can also go on your database while you're looking through. Hey, I'm not sure if we're connected on social media. Let's connect, right? People you meet in real life, random people, right? Hey, I would love to connect with you a little bit more. Don't start asking them for all their socials, their phone number, their email, and their address. That looks a little freaky. But if you notice, there's certain age group, not my age group, a little bit younger than me, that when they're like, oh, let's stay connected. I'm like, okay, great. I'm taking my phone out. Like they're gonna give me their phone number, and they go, what's your Instagram? And I go, so yes, we should connect on Instagram, but I don't know how to find you on Instagram. Because if I don't know your name, I don't know your handle, how am I supposed to find you? So that's how the younger generation does, which I think I just don't know. Like I can't remember people on there. And if they don't have their real name in there, I can't find them, right? So I always go, oh yeah, let's definitely connect on Instagram. And when they send me the message or the request, I'll screenshot it and then I'll put it in as a task that if I do want to connect with them, I'll then slide in onto DM, be like, hey, I would like to connect you in real life. Can you give me your phone number and your full name so I can put you in my phone? Let's have coffee. Especially if I notice that like I like how they're moving and what they're doing. I like their vibe and I want to get to know them a little bit better. Or maybe they're in an industry that I know could we can send and refer business to each other, right? You interact with local Facebook groups and community groups. So if you're in a new area like Lisa, when you moved over there, you were like, I don't know anybody. You said, let me start my own Facebook group. Starting your own Facebook group and community page is the best and the biggest way of like getting out there. You just got to make sure it's a page that's going to get people in. It's going to be something that you show value, but you're going to have to lead it, and it takes a lot of time, right, Lisa? It's not easy. Like that becomes your thing. But I'm sure, Lisa, you can probably look at how much business you have gotten from the fact that you run that page, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a long game. So it for sure did not start immediately, but I've gotten people that will, and they ask all the time on other pages, who's a realtor, who knows this town, who can help me. And they always tag me now too and do it as a referral. Like Lisa knows the whole city. So
Right.
yeah, it's
So
definitely.
that page not only is getting your business, but other real estate agents are seeing the page and know that you really know that community and they're sending you
Yes.
referrals, right? And
Yeah.
so it's worth it. But like you said, Lisa, thank you for sharing that it's a long game. So
Yeah.
I'm not really patient. That's just me. I'm being honest. And if you're like me and you're not patient and you're not wanting to be in this game for 5, 7 years to try to see that become fruitful, and you don't want to do a bunch of videos and all the stuff, then that might not be for you. So now what you could do is instead of starting yours, you get into a group and you start commenting and being part of the group, right? You can't just be a member and not do anything with it. And then who are your mutual connections, right? Um, I'm doing that right now because I want to increase my price point a lot. So I'm actually reaching out to my sphere of influence and especially the ones that have quite a bit of extra disposable income. And I'm literally calling them and say, hey, listen, I am wanting to network and get to know some really high hitters in Atlanta. People that are like you, they're global, they're international, they think more broader, right? And they got disposable income. They like to find things, they like to find dining. Like I really want to get with those people in Atlanta now since I'm back. Like who do you know that you can connect me with? Right? And you'll be surprised. I've even had past clients that go, you know what, I'll do one better because I know that you would be great value add to them. I'm going to put together a little gathering in my house. You come and I'm going to invite like my 4 or 5, best friends that like would be good for like potential development deals in Atlanta. I'm like, great. And then they invited them over and I got to know them and it was amazing, right? So it's okay to ask mutual connections and also ask for specific things you're looking for. What I wouldn't do is recommend, hey, you go and look on Facebook and you see there's a mutual connection on somebody and you're like, oh, they work for the city or the mayor. And you're like, hey, can you connect me with that person? I want to try to get their business, right? That just gets a little, ask for a, hey, connection of, hey, this is what I can do for them. And, it could be a two-way street here. And I want to make sure that I'm an asset to them. Do you mind making the introduction? But in social media, you don't need that. You can just look up mutual connections and send a friend request. If you send a friend request, tell them why you sent the friend request. Hey, I see that you're friends with Frank. And I love what Frank posts. So I just figured I'd send you a friend request. Would love to see a little bit more about you. And maybe if you have some time, we could do a coffee, a Zoom coffee as well, right? So you can get to know them. And then also be a member of local business accounts. If you go on local business accounts and you see people posting and it's your favorite coffee shop, right? Maybe you're like, oh, it's your favorite coffee shop as well. Okay, how about we have coffee there one time, right? Because we really want to start building more relationships, and that's the key. But adding people to your database is not enough. You want to then get to know them. Now I love virtual coffees because it's gonna cost me, 30 cents since I have an espresso machine, right? Versus going out and paying $8 to $10 in Starbucks and being in traffic for 15 minutes to sit down and be forced to have a face to face. So I'm big on, hey, let's have a coffee. Are you okay with a virtual coffee or tea, right? And so that's a great way to do it. All right, so
Oh,
here's the plan. Habit
quick,
builder. Yes.
quick question. When
Uh-huh.
you join these Facebook groups, do you use your business account or your personal account?
Great question. Personal. Many times your business account, they won't even let you in. It is your personal. Because you're not going in as a business there. You're going in as a part of the community or whatever the Facebook group is. Like, let's say that somebody give me the hobby they have. Give me a hobby, fun hobby you do.
Woodworking.
Woodworking?
Yes.
Oh, that's impressive. Let's say that there's a woodworking group in the city you're in. Where are you in, Frank?
Up in northern Massachusetts.
Northern Mass. So, is there a woodworking Facebook group right now?
Several.
Several, right? So Frank would join that because he has interest in it because he can actually talk about it. Now, here's what I would say. How will they know that Frank is a real estate agent if it's a woodworking group? That normally doesn't come out. Frank would have to make relationships with people on there, or Frank could even say, hey, I'm a local real estate agent and you guys are woodworker just like me. What are some cool gifts that I can make to give to my clients? And have you made some? You just told everybody that you're in real estate. Or you know what? If you have some cool gifts that real estate agents can give to their clients and you have a business, let me know. I'll make some connections with my other real estate friends, or even maybe I'll buy them. Now you came from a place of contribution, right? There is a way that you can, because you could also put realtor Natalie Waterho, right? I think that they still allow it on Facebook. I'm not sure. But if you're on Instagram, but Instagram doesn't really have groups. But if somebody follows Frank, be like, hey guys, I'm on Instagram too, and I put a lot of my stuff that I make on Instagram. Feel free to follow me. Well, Frank can also say Frank, the realtor and woodworker, right? Well, that could be his handle so people see it, right? It's important that people do see that you're in real estate. So that's a great question. So here's the habit builder. You need a time block for social media lead gen. When you do your daily social media plan, that is lead generation. It's just that you have to get them to talk about real estate. It's not going to probably come in a reaction. It's not going to come in the comments that you're just staying on top of mind. It could come in direct messages. Okay. It could come in 5 ads because when they add and connect with you, you can start having some more conversations like, hey, I would like to know more about you. What do you like to do? Is there some dreams you have? You do the Ford model, right? Here's the daily social media plan. Then I talked about you put some of your business in there. You want to put 80% personal on your personal page and only 20% business. So if you have 10 posts, 8 should be personal, 2 should be business. So when I talked about like local lowdown, if you're doing things about a restaurant, that's not business, that's kind of personal. But anything that's like stats with real estate, just listed, buyer steps to home buying, you know, top 5 things to get your return on selling a house. Those are all business. You only need 20% of that. On your business page, I would say it's probably flipped 80% business and maybe 20% personal. And that comes in a way of like, know me, right? Everybody's good on that? So you have to build it into your calendar. You have to figure out how long will it take for me to do all of these. Like I said yesterday, it shouldn't take you that long. The direct messages will take long, but the rest of it should really fast. If you keep going back and forth in direct messaging, you'll definitely be on there longer, but that's you having conversations to get them to be real estate conversations. So like if you're picking up the phone and you're calling people, you call 10 people and only one person picks up, you talk to them for about 4 or 5 minutes, right? And then you finally get a real estate conversation. Now it took you all that time to just have one real estate conversation. You could be making calls while you're doing direct messaging and do both at the same time while you're waiting for people to pick up. Here's another thing I love though. Um, if you're making calls to your sphere of influence, I use this a lot. And I know you talked about database on session 1, but I'm going to slide this in here. I'm not sure who taught that. I like to say these words when I make a call during my lead gen time. Hey, Gia, it's Natalie. I just wanted to give you a call. Do you have a few minutes to talk? It's about business. When I say the word it's about business, I don't want us to talk about life and stuff. It's going to be really to the point. Now, I might ask them, like, okay, cool, great. So, but anyway, before we even start, how's life? You doing okay? Everything's good? Okay, everything's good. Okay, great, awesome. Listen, I am really working hard. I need to pick up a few new people that we can help. Um, there's some great incentives going on with new construction right now. Who do you know that's currently renting a home? Because I was telling them it's a business conversation. So I'm coming straight for the ask. So instead of being on the phone for 30 minutes with one person, I might say that. Or we might start talking and I'm like, hey, I'm actually sitting here making calls. I'm working right now. I know we need to catch up more. Are you available today after work? And I want to give you a call back so we can talk. I need to go back because I am working on building my business back up, right? It's okay to say that. So just keep that in mind, that when you're dealing with social media, that's quiet time, so to speak. But you can make calls and lead gen while you send them direct messages because you're going to be sitting there dialing and waiting a lot. Here are some personal post ideas. Why I love real estate, your daily routine, behind the scenes, favorite local small business, inspirational quotes, fun facts and trivia, holiday and seasonal quotes, right? Um, why I love real estate, although it's a personal post, it highlights real estate, but it's not a stats thing. So you could still have real estate stuff in there. Like yesterday when I did a story, it wasn't about real estate. It was about the thunderstorms and you guys be safe in Atlanta. But I slid in a little bit of like, oh, I'm teaching a class, love to teach real estate, da da da. And hey, just in case you ever have a lightning strike, make sure you call the real estate agent and call your insurance company right away. You don't know what's happening with the house. Don't just assume it's okay, right? So like doing things like that, it will still be okay. Um, what time is it? 7:11. Okay. So local market updates on your business post ideas, just listed, just sold, real estate mythbuster, first time home buying tips, home maintenance reminders, behind the scenes, neighborhood spotlights, client testimonials, open house, anything has to do with real estate would be your business stuff. Okay, I feel like this we kind of covered yesterday as well. So this is what we're gonna do. If it's not on your calendar, it does not exist. Would you agree? When do you think you're going to want to do your social media? There's no right or wrong answer. I just want you guys to talk through it with me because I want you to think about where you want to time block this.
Weekend.
Okay, so weekends are cool if you're doing content creation. But
Mhm.
if you need to be on it 5 days a week, you can do weekend, that's only two. So I would recommend if you want to have a day to do content, weekends are great for that. But that's not what the blocking for social media, when we do the like post and we do the 10 10 5 5 1, that that needs to be every day when you're lead generating or you're actually working on your business. So some people say, hey, do it in the morning. I'm not a do it in the morning person. And here's why. I know I can do that later on when I'm tired of talking, right? I don't want to start my morning off being on social media because we know social media can bring us down a little bit, right? I want my mornings to be for me time. So I'm big on like my mornings are for me. And then I start my day at 8:30 with my business. So I do my workout, I go walking, whatever I do my meditation, I make sure I get my coffee, right? My alone time. I might call my best friends, talk to my mom in Sweden or my kids, and then I start work at 8:30. And so my 8:30 to 9 for me is my admin time. I get on the phone with my admin. And then at 9, I do my breakthrough 120. Part 2, we do lead gen Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Mondays, I do lead gen on my own. And Fridays, I do lead gen on my own. And that's normally a different time, not in the morning. So I know my time block for social media comes around 12. I like being on social media around lunchtime. Do you know why?
More people are scrolling in their lunchtime.
People are on lunch. Most people in the morning are not really on there because they're busy with work. So I want to be where most people are on there. So if I do make a post, if I'm commenting, there's going to be a lot more interaction. You can take a look at when your people are online because if you go into like the stories, it will show who's online based on their circle. Also, if you go into your messenger, it will show the people that are online right now. It even will show on Instagram, if you go on there, will show when they were on, like 32 minutes ago. So, if you're trying to catch somebody on when they are, you can kind of see their patterns too. I know that's being a little sneaky with it, but it works. So you just need to time block your social media, whatever works for you. And I would recommend you time block at least 15 minutes for social media for the like post, the 10-10-5-1. Okay. And then you need to also make sure you do that one post for that day. If you want to create content on the weekend, you just need to make sure that's ready and then you go ahead and load it up. You don't have to create it on that same day. As a matter of fact, I don't recommend you create your content the same day as you post it. That's when things start taking a long time. And then you're sitting over there like, oh, what am I going to post today? So if you go and drop like in ChatGPT, you might drop it. I'll ask Axel like, hey, create a 2 week or 1 week a marketing calendar for me. We're going to focus on these things, or like all the other things that we talked about, like a poll for. You can take that and put it in an Excel spreadsheet, and then you know exactly what to post, when to post. So I always recommend, whatever you create today does not need to get posted today. Have something already created and you know when to drop it and post it. So go ahead and take a little bit of time, take about, 5 minutes to time block on your calendar. How many of you if you use a written calendar, just write out for 1 week. If you use an online calendar, it's easy because you could just put, if you work Monday through Friday, you can just put Monday through Friday, put social media and just put like, and you know what that is, right? And then do it's the social media plan basically. So I'm gonna give you guys some time to do that. So here's an example, like that afternoons are better time to do it. And this is your social media engagement. One like post, your 5 ads, 5 shares, 5 direct messages, 5 comments, 5 reactions. So put that into your time block. All right. Everybody good? If you have an electric calendar, it shouldn't be that hard. But if you have a handwritten calendar, this might take you a little bit longer. But remember, it's 5 reactions, 5 comments, 5 direct messages. Um, okay, this is incorrect, by the way. It's not 5, it's 10. It's 10, 10, 5, 5, 5. Okay? I just realized that. I need to let them know. Because I was looking at that and going, that's too skinny. That's not gonna give us results. All right, so here's some other ones. Does everybody know the difference between a reel? Okay, I need somebody this on. Sounds like they're on a plane. Okay, somebody needs off mute and I need you to mute. It won't let me because I have it on share. There we go. Perfect. Thank you. All right. Does everybody understand the difference between a reel, a story, and a post? Or do you guys need me to cover that? Everybody's good on it? Okay. So Instagram Reel ideas, you can actually ask AI as well. So you can say, act as an Instagram marketing expert for real estate agents to provide a 10 different Instagram Reel ideas that will drive engagement, shares, followers. Position me as a go-to agent in blah, 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 right? Um, what I like about that when you do it, you can also go and dig down even deeper on it and say, give me what kind of stock photos or video I should include. Give me the words I should actually say on the reel. Give me the caption for the reel as well. And give me some hashtags if you're still doing hashtags. So you literally can tell it to do all of it and give you like a storyboard of like what you should do, which I think is pretty cool. So it's almost like creating your own movie. Like you can do that and get a nice reel. And you can always also say like, hey, make my reel be 60 seconds only. I don't want it to be longer, right? Or if you're doing a short in YouTube, whatever that time is, or if you want to do a longer, like, hey, it's more of a class, you say 5 minutes and it will give you all of that. You can focus on your brand, you can focus on your audience, you can focus on your content. So market focus, like insert city, brand vibe, you can luxury or fun, on camera, I prefer blah, blah, blah. You can do text overlays, or do you want to do a green screen behind you that shows pictures or video behind you and you're standing in front of it? You can do that as well. So there's quite a bit you can do. You just got to make sure that you know what prompts to ask it. If you don't know what prompts to ask AI, you can tell it, "Hey, I want to use you to do Instagram Reels. What is some good prompts for me to tell you to get something that's going to give me the best results for adding more followers?" Right? And it's going to tell you some prompts. Okay, if I wanted to target listings and sellers, what do I need to add to it? Right? So you can actually add it to help you create prompts that would work for you. All right. So let's talk a little bit about some ideas. What are some maybe reels that you have some ideas, or you've done a reel, or you've seen a reel that was like really, really good and got a lot of actual traction? Nobody's got any ideas?
So this morning I went out to the golf course. It's a senior course where they have automatic tees.
Uh-huh.
Thought about what you said yesterday about just go ahead and film yourself and put it up there. So it gave me the choice to make it a reel, so I did that. My question is this: you said go in and track and see how many people. Where do you?
Okay, so that's the tech stuff, but we can stay on afterwards and I can show you because I'm not sure if it's going to cover that or not because I'm not part of the tech conversation. So I don't mind staying on afterwards. Now, here's the thing I would tell you, Michelle. So that's cool. And did you post it right away?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what you can also do. Remember, I talked about don't post it right away? What I do because I like to go on story because I like how Instagram lays it out and I like it's a little bit of a filter if I want it because sometimes I don't want to look fake but I also don't want to look all glossy if I'm like on a golf course, right? And so I do stories and stuff on that and instead of posting it, I just go download it and then I put it in a folder for me right on my phone. I load it up on my drive because I don't post, my admin does. So what you can do is like at the golf course yesterday, Michelle, you could have probably done 4 different videos. And then you just put that into a folder on your phone and go social media content. And then tomorrow, when you're getting ready to do your like with your post, it's know me. You can be over there hitting the you said automated T.
Yeah, it's made for seniors. I did do 2 videos while I was there. And
Perfect.
that one that I posted, I had to take the kids' faces out of it. So I did take their faces out of it before I uploaded because I didn't want anyone's children
There you go.
on it.
Exactly. But so you did that. So like what I'm saying is when you're somewhere, create as much content as you can and then just load it up. And then later on, here's what you can do. Go on AI and go, hey, I filmed myself on a automated tee at a senior golf course. I am a real estate agent. I have a video of it, and the video is this long. I'm a real estate agent, and I want to put a post out to talk about how cool this place is, right? And then you ask it to create a caption for it, the hashtags for it, and then if you didn't talk on it, you can say, hey, also give me what I should say on the video because sometimes I do videos and I don't speak on it, and then that way I'm able to go in and later on do a voiceover on the video, right? So videos is to get content to be able to do it, but I would say that when you get ready to do the actual post, you can put a little bit more time and energy for it. But if you're trying to do the video, figure that out, do all that stuff while you're out doing things, you're probably not going to get as much of a return on it. Okay? So I like that. I love that because it gave you that was a local lowdown. Because if I'm a senior and living in your city, I'd be like, wait, I didn't realize they had that. Or for me, oh my gosh, I can tell my grandma about it if she plays golf, right? Hey, grandma, I need you to go out here. Or mom, I need you to go out here. Somebody else is off mute. Please go on mute. I don't know why we having this mute problems. I don't have anybody else watching. I think before yesterday, he was probably unmuting people or muting people. So that's a great one, Michelle. Anybody else can think of any kind of ideas for doing reels? No? All right.
It
Would you
was,
like
oh,
for me
sorry.
to give you a few reels that are good?
I, oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
I put it in the chat. A few weeks ago was my anniversary. So my husband and I did I had him sing with me happy anniversary, but I made it so that I still added my personal page, but then added it to my business page. Does
I
that make
love that. I love that. And that's the know me part, right? That's the K
Yes,
in it, right?
yes.
And now people are like, "Oh my God." And how long have you guys been married, Benita? And happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you. We've been married 14 years, but knowing 18.
There you go.
And I
And
gotta,
from a
here's
real
where I
estate
messed up
perspective,
though.
if I was looking to want to do business with somebody that's been in a relationship, I know this sounds, I'm not in a relationship, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I mean, there's some kind of level of like showing commitment when you've been married for that long, right? And so it's a positive that's out there. So why not? And it's your husband. Like, hey, he's part of the business too.
Yes. I think I've only problem I messed up my feedback. So you know, you say win-win and then a loss, but it's okay. I'm trying to recap.
What do you mean? So talk to me. What do you mean the feedback?
Meaning I was away on my anniversary, so I posted it and made sure we did, but then forgot to go back and put to do the feedback to be
Oh,
able
like
to
when
keep.
people posted on it.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm so glad you mentioned that. Go back to that post. Go and comment. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Because guess what? If somebody comments on it again, this could actually start coming back around.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like I've had posts that had a lot of interaction and then didn't. And then a couple of people went and posted. Next thing I know, I see a lot of people posting on the same one again. What it was is it would have post for 2, 3 days ago, but because people start engaging in it, it showed up new. Like think about if you're on your Facebook and you see something that gets post that shows up on your feed and it was done 4 days ago. It's because people started talking about it and comment on it again. That's what you want. So I purposely, to be honest, guys, when I have a post, like when I did my 50th birthday post, I did not go and like in the beginning, I commented on everybody and then I paused. Then the next day I went back and commented on a few. I paused. That thing is probably one of my posts that had the most amount of engagement because I continued to push it out more and more. And every so often that thing pops up because somebody goes and comments on it. And I'm like, I've been 50 for like almost 8 months now. It's okay. Right? That's a very good, and this is why I'm asking for like suggestions and things because now we are learning as we're talking. Like you mentioned that, so now you know if there's something that you didn't comment on that, and people have commented, go back and comment on it. If I schedule social media post Meta Business, will they tell you what time should you post? Lori, I don't think so, and I don't trust it, and here's why. What we post and maybe what somebody that's a influencer post and when they post are different. So I do think that I would use AI and ask, and then I would watch because your followers might be different than my followers, right? Michelle has, like Michelle says, that most of mine are seniors, right? So they're not going to be up at 9 o'clock at night posting. But if you're, 25 or 30, they're going to be up until midnight over there commenting, posting, and scrolling, right? So I just think that it depends. And so, you can ask AI based on what your market segmentation is, right? Based on who you really are wanting to target. And then from there, you can go ahead and see what tracks. Try different times and see. When I did it a while ago, I was told that it was the daytime, like at noon is the best time to post. Lately, I've noticed, and I used to think that. Lately, I've noticed noon hasn't been. Some of my better posts was in the afternoon, around 4 o'clock. I don't know why. Maybe people stopped working and they want to scroll instead. All right. All right. So let me go back over here. So I want to make sure that we're reviewing kind of part two, but I'm not in charge of part two. Have they talked to you about what the part two looks like? Yes or no?
No.
Hey, quick question for you. Is there going to be a part two for them? Because part of the curriculum right here is talking about part two. So I just want to know, is there some expectations for them to do part two or not? If you can let me know, that'd be great. Or if you want to jump back on a Zoom and cover that, that'd be awesome. Thank you. I'm just going to leave this message for her. And Matt might be covering it tomorrow, which is fine. Here's the thing. We've done the foundation of part one now, right? Now you have to go to part two, which is actually doing the work. Like I told you guys before, if you want to jump on my Zoom, which is on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, having some accountability, it's Eastern time, 9 to 10. It's only 1 hour. We lead gen more, but I do, there's a curriculum part, and we talk about market data and market stats, and we talk about our wins. We talk about tracking. We hold each other accountable. If you get on those, we have a spreadsheet that you start putting your information in. And so that you can see like if I'm making the calls, how many people I'm calling, just tracking your data. Um, if you want to be on that, just let me know. Just shoot a message to my admin. I gave that information yesterday. It's admin at my last name, vuariahogroup.com. So admin at vuariahogroup.com. So shoot him an email if you want to start being on. It's Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And here's what we do. Here's the format. Our goal is to talk to 10 real estate conversations a day. We get on, I cover something that's market specific, market data with a few scripts. We talk about our wins. If there are any objections that people are consistently getting, we talk about that. I'm getting ready to go over like the investor part. That seems to be something that's very difficult for real estate agents, knowing how to have conversations with investors. So we'll talk about that on one of those calls. So we do that about 5 minutes, 5 to 7, and then from there we'll jump into making the calls, right? So about 5 to 10 minutes of just that wins, and then we start making calls. When we make calls, we basically see each other, we go on mute, and we call, we talk. If we have wins, we put in our chat. If somebody has like an objection or a question, they put it in the chat. My chat is normally up, so while I'm calling, I can see it. And we there's a power in seeing people making calls because you can't just walk off and go wash dishes. You can't just walk off and go. So you kind of like, man, they're making calls, and you see people in the chat like, I just got an appointment. Oh, let me go and get an appointment too. So it shows accountability as well. Because you got to do the lead generation accountability, conversation framework and practice, the proven lead generation strategies, and then also mindset and motivation. Sometimes we talk about, hey, I didn't have any wins, but I'm struggling. Like I'm struggling get into like conversations. I make these calls, but I can't switch to get them into a real estate conversation. So then we can kind of tackle that too. So your goal is to do 115 days of part two. If you do the 115 days of part two, you're supposed to end up with about 9 or more agreements. Okay. Gary always says no one succeeds alone. So you got to make sure that you have some accountability around it. Now, here's what I want you guys to do. You're going to need your little calculator. You have one on your phone. I want you to think about how much you want to make in the next 12 months. Okay. If you want to only do it for how much you want to make the next 3 months, you can do that as well. We're doing 12 months because we always do personal goals in 12 months. But for Breakthrough 120, what I've done in my classes, I go, how much do you want to make in 3 months instead? So you can do 12 months or 3 months, it's fine. I want you to write down how much money you want to make. This is your gross commission income, not your net. And what's your potential per deal earnings? Like I told you guys in Atlanta, 400,000, so it's normally about $12,000. I know that you have caps and you have to take that out, but we're not going to account for that. You're going to need to look at how many closed deals are required to meet your goal in 12 months. You're going to take the number 1 and divide it by number 2. And then you take the sign agreements required. If you already know your stats, this is why I said it's important to like track your data. We're using the MREA numbers, which is only 75% of agreements that are signed turn into actual money. There's normally about 25% that drop off. On the appointments, only about 75% of appointments turn into agreements, and only 75% of agreements turn into actual money. So this is the math on it. So I want you guys to do that, and then do me a favor. I want you to tell me how many appointments you are required based on your number. Put it in the chat. All right, I'm waiting for you to put your numbers in here. Sorry, sorry, Jose. I didn't see your message until 9. Okay. So you need 36 appointments, Michelle, a year to make 100,000 in gross commission. Oh, Vagina, you said my math is not mathing? Okay, if your math is not mathing, stay on afterwards. I'll help you with your math. I am not a math a musician, but I do know how to do this for sure. Um, all right, who else? Eureka. Okay, so it's a funny thing is if you want to, you can also copy and paste this information and put in there like in you can take a screenshot of this and put it in ChatGPT and then say, hey, I want to make this much. And you put the 1 and 2 and tell it to calculate the rest. Yeah, I'm telling you. Ursula said 20. Okay, so when we talk about making all these conversations, right? It's not that many that you need. You need X amount of appointments. It's not like when you really break it down, and that's over 12 months, guys. Or if you did for 3 months, it's not that many. But here's what we now have to figure out. If it's 9, if it's 20, if it's 30 or whatever, how many conversations do you need to have to get the Kari, you said 24 appointments. How many conversations about real estate do you need to have to get to 24? 24 of a 12-month period, you basically need what? 2? You just need 2 appointments a month to hit your number. Like when you really break down numbers, you're like, okay, so now what's important is you need to know I need 2 a month. I need 2 appointments a month to get to this. Thanks, ChatGPT, minus 24. I'm telling you, if you ain't learned nothing else with me, you learned about, hey, I could use ChatGPT and I could use Claude, right? Um, you really have to understand the numbers, but now you have to start tracking. This is why I say on a part 2, make sure you track how many contacts you have to make to get to 10 conversations, to get to the amount of leads, to get the appointments. Because we say 10 a day, but let's say that for the first month you do 10 a day and you get no leads at all, you get no appointments. Well, you might need to look at what am I saying because I'm not getting appointments. So then your conversations are wrong. You have to work on your scripts. So we know it with 10, we should get to those goals. If you're not, we check on the conversations, or then it's just like I was telling a friend of mine, I am unemployed. I have nothing under contract. So I know I say I need to talk to 10 people, but honestly, I need to talk to people until I have somebody on the contract. So my 10 needs to be 20. Because if I can't get appointments, I can't get to sign agreements. I can't get to sign agreements. I can't get to under contracts. I can't get to under contracts. I'm not getting paid. I'm gonna have to go get a regular job. And I have not worked for anybody in 12 years. I don't know if I can do that anymore. Right? So I think it's great to see those numbers and then knowing that I need to get to that, not tracking it. How many people do I talk to get to that, to get to this, to get to that? So Valerie said, my magic number is 5 conversations per week. But 5 conversations a week, are you sure you're going to be able to get 2 appointments out of those 5 conversations? I don't think 5 conversations a week is enough unless you just happen to talk to the right people. Because think about it. When we start doing with real estate, our lead time is normally 3 months, right? When you talk to somebody that says, oh, you know what, I've been thinking about buying, they don't go buy next week. Sometimes we get lucky that somebody calls. You know, we have those clients that are like, hey, listen, I'm getting divorced and I need to move out of the house today. Can we go and look at the condo? And I need to go. Right? Yeah. So AI is cool sometimes, but remember how I said you got to fact check AI? Now, I want you to make AI correct, Valerie, and go ahead and do 10 conversations. Because here's the thing. If you do 10 conversations today, so instead of 5 that AI said, you did 50, and you end up selling 50 houses instead because you went above and beyond, would you be mad? Probably not, right? Right. So don't count on ChatGPT. Follow the model here because is it hard to do 10 conversations a day? It's not. That's our job. And it's once you get used to it and it's part of your rhythm, it's not hard to have 10 conversations. I don't know if I'm going to want to have 10 conversations over the phone. Like, I just don't. I think I'm going to try to do my five, and I've been using DM a lot. So if I do 5 real estate conversations on DM, 5 over the phone, I'm then going to start tracking which one do I get most appointments and leads from. If I notice it's the phone, I'm still going to do DM, stay on top of it, but then I need to put more focus on that. That makes sense? All right. So I'm going to skip over this because I don't know how they're going to do that. I'm not going to go through that. Okay, here's one of my favorite things to do. Now, I do this in person, and if you do it right, it could get really emotional. And it's okay. My last class I taught, there was probably 4 or 5 people that broke out in big tears. A lot of us are taking Breakthrough 120, me included, teaching it because our businesses are not where we want it to be. The money in the bank is not where when I want it to be. And breakthrough, guys, it's about having different breakthroughs. All of you are going to get different breakthroughs. They're not all the same. When I taught Breakthrough 120 the first time, I break through that moment because I just moved back to Atlanta full time from living part time in Barcelona. And I had when I was living part time in Barcelona, I didn't really teach a lot. Like I teach here and there, but not like the way I used to. Teaching and having 40 people taking a Breakthrough 120 class in person was magical. I had people that had 30 years of experience to 1 week of experience in real estate. We had everything. We even had 3 commercial agents taking a class. And my breakthrough was me teaching gets me into action. Me teaching gets to pour into people. When I pour into people, I get that energy back. By giving back, I was getting leads and I was getting business coming to me. That was my breakthrough is I need to do what I love, which is teaching. And with teaching, I get opportunities. Some of the other breakthroughs that people had was, I just need to go back to the basics. And when you've done the tech part, one of my 30-year-old veteran real estate agents didn't know that in Command, you can click on a little thing that says leads never contacted. She clicked on it. She had over 400 leads in there that she'd never contacted. And for the rest of the week, that's all she contacted. And a few of them she ended up turning into appointments and converting them. So you're going to have different things that come out of Breakthrough 120. We're going to take about 5 minutes. We'd router a little bit about how much money you want to make. And I know a lot of you probably are a dual agent because you're taking this class at night as well, which is great. And I saw the numbers being a little bit low of what you're trying to make. Because I'm like, where are you living to be able to afford 100,000 a year? Because in Atlanta, you can't afford to live because we're business owners. So take away 40% of that, right? So you're talking about 60,000, right? And so, but if you're part-time, I get it. But I want you to visualize, close your eyes and just listen to me. You're going to write a letter to your future self. So close your eyes a little bit. I want you to visualize your life after 120 days. I want you to think about that the average agent that takes Breakthrough 120 does the part 2 part, and has the 10 conversations a day, end up with an extra 9 agreements. So visualize your life in 120 days with 9 new agreements and that money in your bank. Look at all that you've accomplished and visualize what that looks like for you. I want you to write a letter to yourself with what that looks like. I'm sitting on a beach. I've paid off my debt. I have a nice rhythm going on. Business continuously come to me. And really be detailed on what that life looks like. I give you 5 minutes. You can open your eyes. You can start writing. Put myself on mute for 5 minutes. And for the ones that are finished, go ahead and screenshot this. And if you could do a review, that'd be great. And if nothing else, just screenshot it and keep it on your phone and you can do it afterwards. Sorry. If you're not finished yet, feel free to finish it after class if you want to make it even more detailed. This is for you. And the goal here is to bring this letter out 120 days from here now, 115 days, when you're finished with all of it and see what your results have been, right? If you want to bring the letter out throughout the time to give you like, hey, this is what I want my life to look like, as a motivational thing, that's fine as well. Okay. Um, so in what we learned so far on social media lead gen systems, we covered all of that, right? If you do the system correctly, it will allow you to engage with your social media sphere of influence and your network as well as you expand it. What I would recommend that you do, go back and do, because I know I said time block for it, but I'm not sure if you know exactly when you want to have it, but you want to time block your social media for the next month and also complete like a social media plan. What are you going to talk about? And you can do that using AI as well. And make sure that you complete the social media plan so you know what you're going to post, you know what to record and when to record it. You also have an open house task for the day. You want to make sure that you put that into your calendar as well. So if you're doing an open house for the weekend, you start on getting open house booked on Monday and you have a whole process you do throughout the week, right? So social media and lead gen and follow up are always going to be on your calendar. Your morning energy time is always going to be on the calendar. Remember, I told you I'm a mornings off for me. Anything before 8:30 is my time, right? And then continue reaching out to people who know, like, and trust you. That's your sphere of influence. And your job is to have 10 real estate related conversations a day, 5 days a week. Be sure to contact and reach out to people today in your database and spreadsheet or command. Even if you haven't spoken to them, make sure you add tasks. Make your database be as powerful as it can. Just continue to track your progress daily and make sure that you know that people that you're calling is TCPA compliant because you don't want to get to $10,000 fine. And make sure you do all your real estate follow-up, your challenges, and all of that daily, right? Tracking is key. Um, the last part I want us to do, we only have a couple of minutes, is I want you to kind of reflect on what your breakthrough may have been. I know this has been online. I know you've had different instructors. Um, but I want you to think about what was your breakthrough? Like, what was your big ahas during this 5 sessions that you've taken? And then write down also what's the most proud thing that you're achieving, right? What did you get out of this breakthrough class? You know, what are you going to apply? So go and drop that in your chat if you can. Like, what was your big aha or a big breakthrough that you got on it? And I do want you guys to stay in touch with me. And if you do want to get on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday calls, it is not one of the things that you have to be on. Like if you kind of pop in, pop out, that's fine too. I think it's more beneficial when you do come all the time. People are getting to know each other. And the cool part about this, guys, is these are people in Atlanta. So they might have referrals for you. So being on these calls also could potentially get you some referral business. Yes, consistency is key. Follow up with leads. Don't be scared to promote yourself. Right. Like you got to scream, I'm here. I'm here to help you. You're welcome, Miranda. Miranda. You know, it's about doing the basics. Like when you have a regular job, go 8 to 5, you do the job that they give us. This is our job. Yes, follow up is key. So there's golden follow up. How to use AI to post social media. Awesome. Yes, they've all been great. The open house tips, the social media information, not as intimidating as it thought, but still, right? It is not intimidating. You just got to do it. Once you start doing it, it's not a big deal. So, make yourself a challenge. I'm gonna do social media post quick reels all the time. Yeah, social media AI. Listen, AI is not going to replace real estate agents. They're not. Real estate agents are going to be replaced that don't use AI. I swear it is. If you don't use AI as a real estate agent, you're going to not be in a business for a while. But they're not going to replace it. They're still going to need real estate agents, but you should be able to use it. Perfect. Perfect. Well, guys, it has been a pleasure. I'm honoring the time. It is 8 o'clock. I'm staying on because there was a few. Natalie, thank you. Thank you. Yes, there's a few of you that had some questions. I will stay on. I want to make sure I pour into you as much as I can. And but everybody else, you'll come back and you'll do the tech part of this so that you can get some help. And make sure you stay connected. I am in Atlanta, so if you ever have referrals over here, I'm here. I'm 5-star reviewed and would love to help you and your referrals down here. And if you're going to be in Mega Camp, you got my number. Shoot me a text. I'm going to be in Mega Camp Wednesday, Thursday, I believe. So maybe we can actually meet, high five, and see each other. Awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yay, inside and how increase in social media. Huge thanks. You're welcome, Benita. Yay. Oh, I will also add this. Hey, I don't know if they talked about this, but I'm gonna add it on here. Feel free to go to We're a Real Estate Group on my Google, and if you can, do a review there. Because anytime, any review, even if it's from a real estate agent, you could say, hey, I'm a real estate agent in Nashville. I took a class, Breakthrough 120 with Natalie. Natalie's knowledgeable. It's obvious that she knows real estate and is there to help her clients, right? So feel free to do that on my Google if you want to do me a favor and a solid. So you guys are good to go. Thank you for all the kind words. I've really enjoyed it. I think it's always intimidating to teach on Zoom because it doesn't feel the same. But you guys have made it a lot of fun. So thank you for participating. And I'm going to open it up to if you have any questions, come off from mute. Let's talk.
I'm not okay. No.
Yes.
I had asked
Hi.
you about
Okay.
finding the number of people saw your stuff. So I went through it and I saw that that reel that I did got 200 looks. So I know where to look now.
Now you know where to
Yeah,
look. Yeah. And so
yeah.
that's a goal. So did you take the reel and post it as a story as well?
No, I just posted it as a reel.
Okay, perfect. And what time zone are you?
Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, so I would try tomorrow, just post it. I wouldn't do it now because it's 8 o'clock,
Yeah.
right? Tomorrow, take that story and post it as a reel. So you just go to the story and there's a little thing right there. You go and click on it and put story. And then make sure that you have a link to go back to the actual post.
Okay, because I put it in as a reel. I didn't do a story.
Oh yeah,
So,
sorry. So that's what I'm saying. You can take a reel and you can push the reel as a story. So now
okay.
you have a story tomorrow too on top of what you're already going to post.
All righty.
Right? And if they like it, they might go and click on it and actually go to your reel. Now you're getting more views.
Okay.
So you're taking the same post, you're just giving it a different platform. I mean, same platform but different place.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yay for 200. So the way I look at it is, listen, that's 200 more people that just saw me and remember that I'm in real estate. Like if I always we do that every day and 200 different people see it, that's 200. Like go and say hi to 200 people. That's basically what you just did. Love it.
Bye. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome. Stay touched. Stay in touch. Lisa, did you have something?
I was just gonna say that I sent you a friend request on Facebook, so I hope that you can get rid of one of your 5,000 people so you
Right.
can add.
Okay. Yes. 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 As a matter of fact, I am a, let me, because where you are, I don't have the referral partner. So let me make sure we get that. Love that. Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
that. Are you going to
It's
Mega
been
Camp?
wonderful. I'm not this year,
Okay.
no.
I
I
don't
will
go, I don't actually
eventually.
go to I don't go to the actual Mega Camp. I just go and network. Like that's what I do now.
Yeah, that's what I've heard some people do. So
Yeah,
I'll
I
get
mean, I've
there.
done them for so many years and done family reading and all that. I mean, I teach the curriculums, and I know
Yeah,
what I need to do. There's not too much I can learn, and a lot of the people that are on stage are friends of mine. So if I want to pick their brain on something specific, I just fly into their city and sit down and pick their brain or go to their team
yeah.
meetings, right? So, but yeah, there's power in networking because sometimes in those small settings, that's where you get the gold nuggets. Like you're
Oh
like,
yeah,
wait, what? You did
absolutely.
this? Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, it was
But
a
thank
pleasure to
you.
meet you.
You as well. Thank you. Bye.
Awesome.
Bye.
Jeanette Baptiste, Haitian,
Yes. No, my
Creole,
husband's from Trinidad.
Trinidad. There it is. Okay.
Yes, yes.
I love it.
So yeah, so mine was the math on
Okay, awesome.
150K.
All right, hold on. Let's do this. Give me 1 second
Yeah.
and pull up a calculator.
Oh, it said, what is it saying? It says I need 54 appointments a year
How
for
much did you
point
want to make?
150.
Okay, so we'll do 150,000. What's your average price point?
That's 400, about the same.
400,000?
Yeah,
So that's 12. Do you normally get 3%?
yes.
Okay, so that's 12,000.
It gave, I guess when chat did it, it said 5,000 per deal. So that's
Well,
why it had,
right. Remember I told you AI is not always together? No, because if you think about it,
yes.
it's a 400,000, you make 3%, it's 12,000, right?
Yeah.
So that's actually 12.5 deals. So we can't do 12.5. So we're going to round it up to 13.
Okay.
Okay. And then we know we're going to take 13 divided by 0.75.
375. Let me.
That's 17.33. Then we're going to take that and divide that by 0.75. So that's 23 appointments that are required. 23.11. So you can round it up. Do you want to round it up to 24? Yes, we're going to
Yes.
round up 24. So that's
So we took the 17 divided by what amount?
so that's actually two a month that you need. So we
0.25.
had 150,000
Yeah.
divided by 12,000.
Oh, divided by 12. Okay.
So that gives you 12.5, which we can't do that. So we're going to do 13,
Yeah.
right? And so then we're doing 13 divided by 0.75, which is 75%. That's
Yeah.
17.33.
Yeah.
And then divide that up by 0.75, which is the 75% for how many appointments we need. That's 23.11. So let's just say 24. So you need 24 appointments a year,
Okay.
which basically is two
That's two a
appointments.
month. Yeah. I got this.
Right. But meanwhile, we have 78% of agents don't even have one deal a year.
Hmm.
So then the question is, are they having real estate related conversations?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Awesome. Did that help?
Awesome. Yes, that helped.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Good.
I
Yay.
appreciate you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Awesome. And Frank, are you there?
I have a question.
Yes.
So when you are doing the comments and you see that there's one that's potentially could transition to a real estate conversation, is direct message the best way to do it? And what's a script you would use for that?
Yes. I'd right away take them from there and go to DM because you don't want to start having personal conversations with people there, right? Because
Mhm.
everybody sees it. So give me an example of what they say. That's how you shift it over.
very interested in that neighborhood you just did that reel in, basically. Like I showed like a real particular hotspots in a certain neighborhood, and they really like that neighborhood.
Okay, so then what I would say is this. I would then pop into them like, hey, thanks so much for commenting on the reel and you love the neighborhood. I would love to give you more information about it. Or have you been thinking about moving there? Like you just ask the question. Because now you know they comment and they're like, hey, I want to take this off social media. I know you're interested in this neighborhood. Is there something else I can tell you about it? Or you could then go and pull the neighborhood and be like, average price point, da 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 da. Like, have you thought about moving there? Did you know that the average price point is blah 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 in that neighborhood? Or did you know that the average days on the market in that neighborhood is this? Or did you know the average size of a home in that neighborhood is this? Or what kind of home are you looking for in that neighborhood? Like ask questions. That's always going to be where you get the most response versus, hey, if you're thinking about buying in the neighborhood, I'm here. Ask questions like, oh, what do you like about the neighborhood?
And all those questions are done in the direct message.
Yeah, that's in a direct message for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Teklu, are you Habesha?
Yes, I am.
My dad is Eritrean. Can you not tell?
I see it, Lily. I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. My mom is from Finland, but yeah, my dad is East African, Eritrea.
But yeah, both my parents are Ethiopian. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, when I saw Dawit, I was like, yeah, I have plenty of friends. I grew up in Sweden, so I had plenty of friends that named Dawit for sure.
Very cool. So thank you for everything.
Uh,
We appreciate it.
Perfect. You're welcome. Michelle said 200 plays in a reel. I love that. Anybody else have any questions? You can come off of mute if you do. All right.
No, I just want to thank you. This was really great. Your presentation made the time go by fast.
Good. Oh my God. I'm so glad to hear that because that's always what I'm scared of. Like, that's my fear. I know it's a irrational fear, but it's when you're in Zoom, you can't really engage the same way. And I'm like, oh my God, this 2 hours is going to take forever. But then I look at my phone and I'm having just as much fun and going through it. And I'm like, oh,
No,
2 hours is gone.
it was very substantive. There was no fluff. Every word meant something. So
I
thank
love
you.
that. Thank you, Frank, for that feedback. That makes me so happy. I was a former high school teacher, so I replaced teaching kids to adults that want to do something big in real estate. So it's been a blessing for sure. Thank you. I want to see you guys do great things in real estate. Social media is a fun thing if you learn how to handle that beast. All right, so I don't know if there's any more questions. I'm going to go ahead and log off. I appreciate everybody. You have my contact. Feel free to reach out to me if you do have some questions that pop up. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
You're welcome.